Hi, Galen. How are you doing today?
Hi, Gilbert. I'm doing very well. How are you?
Great. Last time I talked to you, you were in the CEO of Summa Silver. So now you're CEO of the newly merged company, Silver47 Exploration. So tell me a bit about the story here. What happened?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a little bit of a change, but not too big of a change. And what we did is we just completed a transaction where we merged Silver 47 Exploration and Summa Silver. And I'll start a little bit at the beginning. As the CEO of Summa Silver, I had spent a lot of time, looking for ways that, we could really grow this company. Obviously, the first one is through the drill bit. And we've been very successful at drilling our projects in Nevada and New Mexico. Had put out two new resource estimates at the beginning of this year, and would have continued to be successful and will continue to be successful with the drilling. But that's one way to do it, which is good. The other way to do it, of course, is through M&A. So we started talking with Silver 47 probably in January of this year of 2025, and realized really quickly that we saw things the same way. And we said, if what if we merge these two companies? Is this an equation, a situation where 1 + 1 might equal 5? And we thought, okay, well, they're both silver focused in the United States. We're both very similar in size. We both like each other's projects. We both think that the silver market and the precious metals market in general is, really ripe to come into its own here in the next couple years, maybe even starting now. And then we also thought that, hey, like when the generalist investor starts to rotate back into precious metals after being out of it for 15 years, maybe, or maybe more, we want to have assets that people, feel like they need to own in good jurisdictions like the United States where property rights still matter. So we thought, yeah, this could really work. And we walked the path. We announced in May, and then since then spent the last couple months going through all the regulatory things that we need to do, all of the final due diligence that we need to do to finalize the deal and close it, and then announce the closing on August 1st. So here we are 12 days later, and are very busy at our project in Alaska.
So thanks for explaining all that. So what will be the main sort of advantages of benefits for the existing shareholders of having the two companies combined, compared to just investing into either one of the company?
Yeah, I think like that's the critical question that we need to ask ourselves when we were putting this together. Number one, bigger company, bigger market cap, more liquidity. Number two, bigger market cap, more liquidity means we get access to a different type of shareholder, a larger institutional shareholder, hopefully in the United States. And then number three that I think is really interesting is that now we make the size requirements necessary and the liquidity requirements necessary to get included into some of these ETFs, these silver ETFs, which we weren't in before. So that right there, I think, is important, very important. But also now you have an opportunity just on the news flow front where we can be drilling our projects year round, continuous news flow as we expand the ounce potential at all three of these projects in the United States, starting with Alaska this summer, where if you believe that we're good geologists and good at building out resources, which I hope we are, and we've showed that we are in the last 5 years, we now have a larger platform to go out and add more value. And that's important for us too.
Well, you mentioned a bit about approaching other bigger institutional and shareholder base. Can you tell us a bit about the current shareholder base now? You're merging the two companies. Of course, you have Summa Silver's existing shareholder base. Now you have a new one with Silver 47. What sort of the main shareholders sort of supporting the company now?
Yeah, well, the largest individual shareholder is Eric Sprott. He owns 12% of the pro forma company. He was a shareholder of both companies, but more so Summa, excuse me. And then so that's 12%. And then between institutions and management and insiders, there's another 25% there. So a lot of this is held in very, very close hands. And it's about, say, 60% we call retail, but of that, probably 10% or 15%, again, is, not that I would say are insiders, but people who really understand the story and are really into it, not your average, retail shareholder, people of high net worth that are fundamental silver investors. So yeah, that's how it looks.
Great. Another thing like to talk about is now you're merging the two companies, obviously with the new management team, a bit of combined of the both teams, the best I would say of both worlds, and probably adding new members along the way. Can you tell us a bit about your new team now in moving forward in advancing this becoming a major U.S. silver explorer here?
Yeah, of course, of course. So, Gary Thompson, who was the CEO of Silver 47 and founder of Silver 47, will be taking on a new role of executive chairman on our board. Myself, I'll be CEO and director. So him and I will be working closely together, pushing things forward. I think, which is important. And then in terms of the rest of the team, like it's a built fit for purpose team for what we have now. Summa was lucky in that we have a great American team of geologists that really is hungry to go out and continue to drill holes and add value. We have another geologist here in Vancouver that was actually one of the gentlemen that discovered the Blackwater gold deposit that works with us on a consulting basis and is very much a big part of the team. So it's you put a group of A players together and give them the tools they need to go out and do what needs being done, and that's really what I'm trying to do here as a CEO.
So now we have the new team, everything is all settled down here. Mark is obviously excited to know what's the plan ahead. Tell us a bit more on what kind of things or work you're planning to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been drilling in Nevada. Oh, excuse me. We've been drilling in Alaska at Red Mountain. Started that program on June 15th. So we're about 2 months into it and probably about 1 month to go, where we're doing a mix of stepping out around where we know there's mineralization, but also stepping in and trying to build some high grade tons, some high grade ounces, some high grade pounds, and expand some high grade zones within the deposit. This is really our first summer here, our first season drilling in Red Mountain. Silver 47 had a season previous to this last summer, but drilled something like only 5 or 6 holes. We're looking to now kind of very precisely add value through step outs to tonnage, but also step outs to high grade, which is important. There's a 15 million ton resource estimate on this project already. I think it's 168 million silver equivalent ounces that we think has great potential to grow. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how the results are for this summer, and reevaluate what a new resource could look like, reevaluate what a PEA could look like, and what we need to really get this project the green light. So lots more news coming there, primarily on drilling. But then also when we stop drilling in Alaska in about a month from now, in mid-September, say, we've got other projects in the lower 48 states of the United States that where the deposits, the zones are clearly open for additional expansion. So there's great targets for us to move on to and keep drilling big holes throughout the fall and the winter months. So that's really it, is that it's we're moving as fast as we can in the time that we have.
Great, and let's conclude this by talking a bit about the share price. I saw the Summa Silver and Silver 47 was getting quite exciting leading up to the merger. Is that just because of the merger, or also silver price also heading up as well? What's the
Yeah.
do you believe this new company now is still undervalued, and what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both for sure. So when we announced this merger, Silver 47 was trading at 55 cents. Since then, it ran up to above $1, and it's now settled out to around, I think, 84 cents as it's trading at now. But I mean, we're still up 50+% to where we were when we announced. And yes, I think it's a combination of great timing for the silver markets, but also like, hey, wait a second, there's just, if you like American silver companies, there's almost nothing out there to own. So there's a scarcity. And also, if you look at what we're valued at in terms of EV per ounce in the ground in US dollars, we get about 33 cents. Our closest peers get $1 to $2. So just on that alone, there's clear justification for us to re-rate upwards. But we're not just relying on that. We're also out there adding value in the field and generating news flow, and taking the steps that we need to be taking.
Indeed, a lot to look forward to the new company, Silver47 Exploration, for Galen, you as this new CEO. So, looking forward to speaking you soon again for the next update.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Gilbert.
Thanks. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.